is an important meet that is going to take place tomorrow and day after. We will see an important press conference that will be held by Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray and Nana Patole as well as Ashok Chavan today to give us details of what exactly can be expected in terms of the agenda. There is also a logo unveiling that is going to take place, but there are several points of differences. How will there be consensus building? We have some great insights here. I have with me senior Congress leader and former Union Minister Prithviraj Chavan. Sir, may it be the issue of the convener, may it be the issue of the prime ministerial phase, it seems like there are a lot of contentions even before the meeting begins.
Well, let us not forget that we are at least 28 different political parties. We have oftentimes fought against each other, coming together and sitting together. There will be a different point of view, but the whole point of holding these conclaves earlier is to paper over those differences. I think the main agenda tomorrow, today of course there's a precursor to the conference. The main conference will start on the 1st at 10 o'clock. There will be a pre-conference dinner on 31st night, and there will be informal meetings of the dignitaries who would arrive, welcoming ceremony and all that. But the key meeting will happen between 10 and 4. And there will be a press conference which will announce the outcome of the third meeting of the I.N.D.I.A, third meeting of the India Alliance. The important outcome that is expected is whether there will be a convener appointed, whether there will be a 11-member coordination committee, or whatever the number. The choice of a prime minister's face is out of the question. I think the whole premise is that we follow the 1977 template where people come together in spite of their differences, but nobody is projected as a prime ministerial face because this is not a US presidential type of election. It's a parliamentary democracy. Of course, BJP government will irritate us by saying कि हमारे पास मोदी है, आपके पास कौन है, and all that. But I think we will not fall into that trap. There, of course, another important issue which I think should be debated, whether there would be a common minimum program, and if that is to be drafted, then what the committee would be and who will chair that committee. Or will it be called common minimum program or agenda for governance or whatever, by whatever name. I think these are the important issues. The date for next meeting and the host will be also be decided. But I don't see any discussion or any decision about a prime ministerial phase or who will lead the alliance or who will be the chairperson of the alliance. All that convener has a definite role of convening meeting, doing all that. Another tricky position that will have to start grappling from this meeting on up is the difficult issue about seat sharing. Now, I expect a subcommittee of 2, 3, 4 leaders to be constituted for each large state, or maybe a couple of states together. And then they will go and have a preliminary meeting. People will open up the cards on the table, who wants what and all that. And then that process will go on. If this become intractable, then it will come back to the plenary, to the entire large committee meeting. So I think there are a lot of issues to be discussed. Logo, the flag, the design artwork and all that. That, of course, will be a part of the game. It's after all, a national election. But the key thing will be appointment of a convener and appointment of a coordination committee and process to be followed for going to each state and working on the nitty-gritty of the seat sharing formula.
So several names are doing rounds with respect to who the convener can be, a face which is acceptable to all the parties, a face which will bring value to the table. So as of now, with respect to the discussions that have been happening, are there any front runners for the position?
No, I will not get into that controversy. It is entirely for the 26 leaders who would meet on the 1st. I'll not second guess them. Of course, media is speculating about names and all that, but the convener's role is convener's role. It is not the leader of the alliance, or it's definitely not the face of a future prime ministerial face at all. Convener who can pick up a phone and talk to anybody, a convener who can paper over differences over minor protocol issues, convener who would be senior enough to, so that people will listen to. So I think they will resolve, they will find out a name. I don't want to guess who it would be or who it should be. But I think that should be an important outcome of the Mumbai conclave.
So, India meeting on one hand, but on the other hand, the fact that Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi are coming to Mumbai, and there's a program that the Congress itself has organized for both of them. What exactly is the schedule for that?
See, Kharge ji, Sonia ji and Rahul Gandhi are coming for the I.N.D.I.A meeting, which happens on 31st. There's a formal dinner and first is the meeting. Now, having come to Mumbai, the MPCC and the MRCC would like to take advantage of felicitating them, particularly he has not come here to Mumbai. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has not come to Mumbai after his Bharat Jodo Yatra. So naturally, Congress workers will like to felicitate him, listen to him, give him the floor to talk to all of us. So that program will happen around 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the evening at the Tilak Bhavan office of the MPCC, Maharashtra Pradesh Congress Committee. And then Mr. Kharge is expected, other senior office bearers from Delhi would be coming. I'm not sure whether Sonia ji is coming or not, but she's also been invited and she also would come. There'll be small opening or inauguration of a MPCC control room or war room or whatever you want to call it, the IT cell. So that will be a 5-minute affair. And then he'll be addressing, Mr. Kharge and Rahulji will be addressing the select office bearers of MPCC. We have a place for about 500, 600 people to sit down, and maybe another couple of hundred could stand by the side. So only a handful of senior office bearers of district Congress committees have been called.
So important schedule there, trickling in all these details with respect to India meeting, which is to happen tomorrow and day after, and also about the Congress's plan to felicitate Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi whenever she arrives, and Mallikarjun Kharge. The points of contention, the points that will have to be mulled about are also something that have been laid bare by Prithviraj Chavan here. He says that may be common minimum program, seat sharing. There will be no question of the prime ministerial face as of now that will be discussed, though the issue of convener will be discussed at large as well. The 11-member central committee is also under discussion. Back to you.
Vinya Deshpande getting us that exclusive conversation with Mr. Prithviraj Chavan. Thank you, Vinya, for joining us on the broadcast and getting us all those details.